Amanda Ledegy from Alliance Center for Hearing, and she is here to introduce us to this. It's not a brand new invention, but it hasn't been around that long, has it?
Correct. Yep. It became more mainstream in about the 1980s.
Okay. Oh, it's been around longer than I realized. There it is, sitting on the table. It's not a very big device. Tell me about it. How does it work?
So a cochlear implant is actually a surgically placed hearing device.
Okay.
So it's different than a hearing aid. So I'll often tell patients that a hearing aid can make things louder. And as long as you have the ability to discriminate sounds well and understand things, a hearing aid's a great option. But there is a select group of patients where they don't have the ability to understand things really well. And so even with a great hearing aid, they just don't hear well. And in that instance, a cochlear implant may be a better option for them.
Okay, I want to get into details about that, but just let me, from personal experience, my mother just got hearing aids probably 6 months ago.
Okay.
And she said, like being in church, hearing the minister, fantastic. Being in a restaurant where there's ambient noise and silverware rattling and things like that, a conversation is difficult because everything else is amplified. This doesn't do that, does it?
You might still have a little bit of
Okay.
that, but it's certainly better. When people are still having difficulty struggling in those certain situations, it can improve that.
Okay, so you said it's surgically implanted. Tell me what goes where and how it works.
So it's two main pieces. So you have the internal device, which is this piece right here.
Okay.
Okay, so the internal device, this is all implanted underneath the skin.
Where at?
So if you're gonna look at this right here, it'll go right underneath the skin, right on
Oh, I
top
see.
of the skull.
Got it.
And then there's this little tiny electrode array, and that's going to go into the cochlea here, which is your hearing organ.
Okay.
Okay. And then you have the external piece, which is the part that you wear on your ear, and that's what will pick up the sound. It will transfer it through the skin and then into that internal device
I
to
see.
stimulate your cochlea.
This thing is actually a speaker or a receiver, isn't it?
Yes, so it has the microphones. It'll pick
Got
up the
it.
sound, process the sound, and then transfer it into your inner ear.
Okay, let me ask you this. So this goes on the head somewhere. What can it go under hair? Do you have to have a patch that's cleared off there for it to stay?
Nope. So you don't have to, shave any area of the
Okay.
head or anything like that. You can easily just put your hair over the top of it.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, why would I want that over hearing aids? Is price a problem, or what would be the reason that people wouldn't go that route?
So generally hearing aids are not covered by insurance.
I see.
A cochlear implant is a whole different class of medical device. So cochlear implants are covered by most health insurances. So you'd be interested in a cochlear implant if you've worn hearing aids before and you just haven't done well with them and you're still struggling. If you have what we call a dead ear, meaning no hearing in one ear, and you've previously been told that you're not a good hearing aid candidate, you could potentially be a candidate for a cochlear implant.
Okay, what's the evaluation process include? If somebody comes in and you give them an audiology test, what's it all include?
So we're going to do just a basic hearing test first. Then we're going to make sure that you have good quality hearing aid technology, and we're going to do a bunch of testing with the hearing aids on. And testing with the hearing aids on is really going to tell us, do you qualify or not for the cochlear implant? And from there, if you do qualify, we would get you hooked up with the surgeon who does the surgery. And if you're not a candidate, we can certainly talk about other options that may be helpful.
Okay, if you are a candidate, we're running out of time here, but if you are a candidate, if you can give me a general idea, what's the turnaround time from when you're diagnosed as yes, you qualify until you can have the cochlear implant?
Usually about 2 to 3 months.
Okay, so it takes a little bit. So if it's something you're thinking about, you want to give them a call, and the number is right there. Is that the way, doctor, you prefer people, is to contact you through telephone, go online, or how do you prefer?
Either way, you can submit an information request via the webpage, or you can certainly call us as well.
Dr. Amanda Ledegy, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank
That
you.
is interesting stuff because I've heard about those and I wasn't quite sure how they worked. I appreciate it.